A vaccine site is coming to Northwest Jacksonville, and tomorrow Mayor Curry will announce the details. Church leaders in Florida are pushing for more than 80 churches in underserved areas to become vaccination clinics. News4 Jax reporter Kelly Wiley spoke to a local pastor today about this effort. Kelly.
Right, and the church behind me is one of the churches in Northeast Florida that they want to see become a vaccination site. The big challenge here, like the state sites, like the city sites, is where they're going to get the supply from. They're tapping on members of their committee who are in the federal government sector to help them get those vaccine doses here.
This is not political. This is about saving lives. Public grocery stores are not located enough in the minority communities.
Today, church leaders announced 9 locations where they say coronavirus vaccination clinics should be placed. The sites are all churches in minority communities in Jacksonville, Palatka, Hastings, and Gainesville. Pastor W.B. Wiggins' church in Northwest Jacksonville is one of the proposed locations. His church has been hit hard by the coronavirus and has had its doors closed for in-person service since last spring.
Let's just say 100% to zero overnight, with the people not being afraid to come into the building, not knowing who's around who.
He says his church is accessible to seniors living on the north side of Jacksonville without transportation.
Yeah, it'll be a huge challenge because you got to think some of them may not be able to drive. They may not have family members. If they do, family members, they're probably working during the day. And those hours, they're not able to get there, or they have to take the bus. They're going to have to take more than one bus to get there and back.
But there is still a question of where leaders will get the vaccine to open the site. Leaders are hoping to get doses straight from the federal government.
On our task force, we have Congressman Al Lawson, Congresswoman Val Demings, and Congresswoman Farika Wilson. So we're working with our congressional delegations to make sure we do this right.
Governor Ron DeSantis announced today he plans to send vaccines to 30 more places of worship, including black churches and synagogues in the state. Responding to criticism of Publix grocers getting thousands of state vaccines, he said other grocery stores could receive some of the state's supply of doses soon.
If the federal pharmacy program, if that ends up working out and we're getting 30, 40, 50, 60,000 additional doses, well, then you can get it into all of those areas, and you wouldn't be just talking about Publix. You could talk about Winn-Dixie's. You could talk about Walmart's, which I think would be really, really good.
And this is separate from what these church leaders are trying to do, but the mayor of Jacksonville says tomorrow he is planning to set up a pop-up vaccination site somewhere on the north side. He has not yet announced the location of that, but he does say this is targeted at those underserved communities that these faith leaders are talking about, so desperately needing access to this vaccine. We're going to have more information for you on news4jax.com as we learn more. Reporting live in Jacksonville, Kelly Wiley, Channel 4, the local station.